live on the KYCA PM show located at 500 Henry Street in beautiful downtown Prescott right off 6th Street. And today's going to be a great show. We're going to be talking with locals about events because there's a lot of cool events coming up downtown across our city with veterans, with our Western heritage, with our Chamber of Commerce. So today I'm glad to have Crystal Stewart with the Prescott Chamber of Commerce doing her rodeo wave off to my left. Hi, Crystal.
Hey, Pat. How you doing?
Doing good. And Dennis Gallagher with the Prescott Western Heritage Center.
Great. Hi, Pat.
I was going to say museum,
I know
but we're not
you.
a museum.
I know you were.
And then we got Sherm Scott from the American Legion, Ernest Day Love Post 6. Hi, Sherm.
How you doing?
We're good,
I got
good.
so much to talk to you about today and everything. About children and youth.
Well, good. So we've got an interesting, we got cowboys, we've got job fairs, we've got youth, we got military. It's going to be a great show.
Absolutely.
So I don't know where we want to start.
Let's just dive in.
You want to dive? You a high diver?
Low dive.
Deep dive.
All right, let's talk to Crystal, and we maybe get a call in from the job fair queen, Catherine Anderson. Will probably pop in sometime. But Crystal, the Chamber and Yavapai College Regional Economic Development Center is hosting a job fair coming up April 9th.
That's right, from 3:30 to 6 p.m. We got over 40 registered employers looking for wonderful hires out there. We're hoping to see at least 400 or more job seekers.
Well, that's what we had last year.
That's
it was
right.
at 400.
That's right.
4
Exactly.
bills.
That's right. So we got a lot of really good sponsors. It's very exciting. I think it's going to be a great event. We are the one of the largest job fairs in northern Arizona. Proud to say that.
Wait. Who outdoes us?
I don't know. I
Well,
have to be.
let's-
I have to be polite, Pat.
Now, let's say we're the biggest job
How
fairs
about that? We
in
are the
North.
biggest job fair in
Well,
the
we
north
do.
part.
We
And
do
the
have
best.
5 of them.
And the best.
We do
That's
5 of them. So,
That is
we
true.
just finished up Chino
Regionally.
Valley. Now we're doing Prescott, and then we'll have Cottonwood, Camp Verde, probably Sedona, Prescott Valley, and
Right.
and then Catherine's doing a lot of job fairs there for the medical and technical world over at Yavapai College REDC. So
Yeah, the health fairs, they're
Yeah.
doing really, really well. I've heard that they've taken off like crazy. So I think that's awesome that we're, actually being able to reach different forms and different people as far as like different areas of skill.
So on this job fair, you're doing it from 3:30 to 6. Why is that?
It's basically when the most people are able to attend. People are getting off work. They have an opportunity to stop
The
by.
magic. They're leaving work to
Yeah.
maybe get a better job.
That's right. A better job. That's right.
So we have underemployed out there, possibly.
We do. Mm-hmm.
So our underemployed, this gives them the opportunity when they do get off work, and nothing against their current employer. But I think everybody who's ever employed somebody has always wanted their employees to better themselves and be able to do better in their career paths and up the ladder.
Yeah, broaden their skills.
Sure.
Definitely.
Have you counted how many jobs are going to be at this job fair?
I haven't yet.
What's our guess? Over 2,000? Because we had 1,800 in Chino.
Over 2,000, I believe.
Because
yes.
we had 1,800 plus in
We're shooting
Chino.
for over 2,000, that's for sure.
Well, I'm sure we're there with
Absolutely.
40 because we only had 30-something in Chino. So we should be up and over that 2,000. And if we grow some more, we sent some blasts out today.
Yes, we did.
So, and that's the great thing about it is what kind of jobs are you seeing? What employers?
Everything from construction, like you said earlier, healthcare. We have some wonderful admin jobs that I've seen that were posted. All different types of environments and employers that are looking for great new people.
New employers looking for great
Great new people.
Great new people. That's great. But that's the benefit. And, I think, the benefits of having a job fair is because we're also working with the vocational rehab, those that have
Absolutely.
disabilities, those have been incarcerated, is it gives those folks an opportunity that may have had a little bump in the road with you're incarcerated, those that may have had some medical issues or have some functional abilities that aren't able to do things to get in front of HR professionals.
Right.
And that means so much. I mean, if we didn't have these job fairs, what would these people, how would they get in front of an HR? They'd send out resumes, they'd go fill out applications. And as we all know in this busy, chaotic world, a lot of times you don't hear back from the employer. You don't have that face-to-face.
Right.
So this is giving them the opportunity to get in face-to-face and learn more about interviews and the processes and that kind of piece.
Absolutely. It's a different type of environment. You don't want to be, not that HR departments aren't really good at doing their jobs. I'm not trying to slam any of that. I just know that having that face-to-face, one-on-one reaction or action, an environment where you can actually talk to someone, get to know them a little bit, see what their skill sets are, it really is able to elevate that level of being able to offer them an opportunity.
Sure. And, we look at it on the employee side, but the employers, we've both been doing this with Catherine for a lot of years. What a great opportunity for employers to interact.
Absolutely.
They're sitting next to maybe a healthcare, sitting next to Dignity Health, or sitting next to a construction like Fan, or even a company that may be not located in Prescott Common. They could be over in the Verde Valley, as we saw in Chino Valley, where Verde Valley brought a company over and did very well.
Absolutely. And it's great because then the tables that are next to each other, the different exhibitors, the different employers that are looking for other job seekers, they have a great referral program between each table too. So I know that with us, if I am having a conversation with someone and they mention to me, hey, I have been in this type of field or this type of field, it puts that light bulb on, and I'm walking them to the next one, letting them know, hey, they have these type of skills. Give them an opportunity. See if you can talk to them for a few minutes.
Sure. And something that we hardly ever mention is we do it later because it's after school hours, and I think we saw that in Chino Valley because they don't go to school on Friday. Is that a lot of parents were bringing their kids in to learn about the employment, how to get a job, what the processes are, and so this is a great opportunity with all of our private schools and Prescott Unified School District and even Prescott Valley and Chino Valley, for the kids to come in, whether they're on their own or with their parents, and become educated. We have the Army recruiters, the Navy recruiters. Right. So we get so many different opportunities. And, as somebody who posts jobs every day on the Arizona Job Connection, there's a lot of seasonal jobs out there.
Right. And then, the kids they are always looking for after school opportunities, and again, it gives them those skills to be able to learn how to go through the interview process, fill out a resume, or complete an application to its complete entirety, and to be able to have those soft skills just to be able to have a conversation in front of somebody.
Sure. And this week, especially I've been working with all the municipalities, there's a lot of after-hour jobs, umpiring softball, keeping score. There's a lot of part-time gigs out there that are seasonal for somebody who said, I'm going to work a little extra this summer because I want to save for a vacation, or I want to pay some debt down. So a lot of our municipalities, pool guards, pool lifeguards, there's just a lot of things for everybody, and whether they're seasonal, full-time, or part-time.
Right. Well, and we also have a wonderful retirement community around here, too. So we can't hold out the seniors because they like to come out and see what's going on, because there's always opportunities for them, too.
Our seasoned employees.
Seasoned employees.
That's
right.
The best
I love
of the
that.
best.
The best of the best. The ones who have all the information and knowledge.
Sure. So it's going to be April 9th.
April 9th, 3:30 to 6. And that's over at the Yavapai campus, Yavapai Prescott campus, and that's located at 1100 East Sheldon Street at the Prescott campus Walraven Gym. Yeah.
I have some of those words like indigenous.
Indigenous.
Indigenous. I can't say that. Manual comes on this show, and it's just like I stutter step. So, well, good. We're going to get back with you, Crystal. I'm sure
Absolutely.
Catherine's going to call in, and we're going to talk more about events coming up with the Chamber, too.
Absolutely.
Dennis, you got some big stuff coming on after the break. So we're going to take a break. The phone lines are open, 928-541-1016. If you have a question or want to call in with a comment for our fine guests, give us a call, and we'll be right back. And we're back on the KYCA PM show, 1490 AM on your radio dial. And we've got Dennis Gallagher from the Western Heritage Center talking about some upcoming events. Dennis?
Okay.
What's coming up? I see a poster here.
First of all, we're going to have the Teddy Roosevelt Show coming up into this month. It's March 29th at the Elks Theater. And we have a VIP dinner with Teddy also, but that's been sold out for weeks. But the tickets are still available for the show. And that includes a documentary that we produced. We produced one 2 years ago prior to the Teddy Roosevelt Show last year. And our videographer from the board has been up to Medora, North Dakota this year, filming for probably about 2 weeks with Joe Wiegand, who portrays Teddy Roosevelt. Mm-hmm. And then we've also done shots here in Arizona. And that's going to be shown prior to Teddy Roosevelt Show.
Wow. So who is this, Joe Wiegand?
Yeah, he's been with the Teddy Roosevelt Show or Foundation for 20-some years. He travels nationally and internationally. If you look at his schedule, he is just on the road constantly performing everywhere.
Wow. And
he's in character. He can be in character all day long, not repeat himself once. You can ask him any question about Teddy Roosevelt, and he's got the answer.
Now, did Teddy have any ties really to Prescott or Arizona?
Well,
that you weren't here, but you're a historian.
Close.
And sure, if you're not the historian, Sherm's pretty good at history too.
Close, but no, he came through Prescott on the train.
The president did.
Yes.
Okay.
And he slept on the train out here north of Prescott, I understand.
Wow.
But my understanding is that there's no documentation whatsoever that he came downtown, spent any time here. He didn't even come out for the unveiling of the Rough Rider Monument. So there is a connection, obviously, because of the Rough Riders. But
so he's probably down there in the Depot Marketplace. Wasn't that was our train station? So he
right.
So stepped there maybe on the way to California, or maybe from California back to the East Coast.
Yeah. So, and of course he was up at the dam dedication. And of course he was in Phoenix and up in northern Arizona. He went to some of the tribal events up there. But as far as records go, we have nothing that shows him visiting downtown. Anyway, this event is March 29th at the Elks Theater. We still have tickets available for the show in the theater itself. So
the dinner's at 4:30, right?
Oh, the dinner is after
the show.
The event, yeah.
Okay, so it's after the show. Well, that's kind of interesting, changing it up a little bit.
But the dinner, like I said, is sold out.
Sure.
And that's upstairs in the Crystal Hall.
Good. So the show starts at 4:30 then?
Yes.
Okay. And lots of tickets available, or are you selling out pretty quick?
It's selling out. I'm not sure. I spoke with Colette this morning at the Elks, but I forgot to ask her how many tickets are remaining.
Okay, so how would somebody get tickets if they're interested in attending the performance?
They just call you can either go online at the Elks Theater, or you can call the Elks Theater and get your tickets.
Okay, and we've got a mysterious caller on number 1, Catherine.
Woohoo!
Hello, Catherine. Welcome to the PM show. I saw K up there for a little bit, and I'm going, Now it's KK Catherine. We're doing pretty good. Well, Crystal already stole your thunder. She was just right on board, rocking and rolling about the job fair.
I'm just excited about it, but I want to hear what
She's
Catherine
excited.
has to say.
She was cheering. She's got her own cheer.
Oh, Crystal the cheerleader. I'm going to do that.
Uh-oh, you're coming in a little broken.
Well, I said Crystal the cheerleader. I'm glad to hear that.
She is. She's gonna perform.
No.
Okay, I'm picturing that already.
Yeah, there you go. Well, how are you doing on spring break with Yavapai College REDC? But what's new?
It may be spring break, but we never stop working on job fairs. It's what we do. We're always happy to help get our citizens employed and find job seekers for all the companies in town.
Outstanding. And then we were talking about over 40. Has the number increased?
Yeah, we've had 2 more signed up this week.
Nice. So we're at 42. That's great. And about the number of jobs that we have that are going to be available at this job fair.
You know, I can tell you, excuse me, a frog in my throat. It's going to be over 1,000 jobs with those companies. And there'll be opportunities for everybody in all industries. We have everything covered. So if you're listening to this going, oh, they're not going to have anything for me. Oh, yes, we will. Whether you're looking for something in medical or hospitality, education, law enforcement, everything will be represented at this job fair with over 1,000 positions. So definitely something if you're in the job market looking for a new job, you don't have a job, you're just looking to change careers, there's definitely something there for you.
I think Crystal and I kind of oversold. We were saying over 2,000 jobs because we had 1,800 at the Chino, but who's counting?
Oh, it could be over 2,000. I'm winging it right now. I don't have the paperwork in front of me, but it very well could be over 2,000.
Well, you're on vacation.
Yeah, that's true.
Kinda. Grandkid vacation.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure it's a vacation. It's another form of work.
There you go. Hey, can you just talk a little bit about the REDC and the programs available through Yavapai Regional Economic Development Center so our listeners can learn more about the great programs out at Yavapai College?
Yeah, obviously everybody knows that you can come to Yavapai College and get an education. That's given. But through the REDC, we're about helping the community and making those connections. One of the other programs that we do besides job fairs is we do training. So whether you're a company that's looking to offer some training to your employees or you're somebody out there right now going, I do need to level up. I know I need some more skills, but I'm not sure how to do that. You could contact the REDC, and we could help you find that training, see what you need. Maybe it's not a 4-year degree. Maybe it's just, a special class or 2, and we could help you find that. We have some classes that are available right now on our website, or maybe it's just something that you need a little bit more help finding. And again, like I said, we could help you do that.
Hey, can you tell us just a little bit? So I'm working a dead-end job, love my job, but, need to make more money and want to progress. What opportunities are available for those that are underemployed, to work around the schedule? Because, it's tough to leave employment to go get trained, and a lot of people can't do that because of the financial difficulties. So can you tell us what REDC and what Yavapai College can do for those folks?
Sure. Again, a lot of that is we have our normal degrees and certificate programs out there. And then again, we have those trainings that you could find that, a lot of them are outside, especially the ones that are the specific programs, like right now, I'm just thinking, let's say I want to get into a more management role. There's a lot of classes that are out there specifically for that you can get into, and they're not your typical class that's Monday through Friday at 1 o'clock every day. You do those on your own time when it works best for you. You just have to have it completed within, 6 months or something. So that's exactly what we can help you get into. What are you looking to do? What are your goals? What are you needing? And then we can help you find that class, that program that works for you, that you do it on your own time. Because again, somebody that may already be working right now doesn't have time to go do the typical class, but we can help you find that class that would work best for your schedule.
Now, is there grants and payment assistance available through the college?
There are grants, and there are, of course, scholarships available through the college. It just depends what everybody qualifies for.
Outstanding. So, Catherine, any last plugs for the job fair before we get you back to babysitting?
Just that I hope to see everybody there. I know Crystal's there plugging the job fair, but we hope to see you there. There's opportunities for everybody. And if you're a business, there still is 1 more week to register. So if you're hearing this today, it's not too late. You can still join us. You can go onto the website, ycredc.com/events, and look for the Prescott Job Fair and click the link to register.
We appreciate it, Catherine. I'm going to make you a bet. We're at 42. I'll bet you we get to 50. I'll bet you a cup of coffee.
Okay, I'll take that bet.
Do you drink coffee?
No, but I'll take
Okay,
that.
good.
You
So
can give me
it's
hot
really
chocolate.
cheap for hot chocolate. Got it. So, all right, Catherine Anderson with Yavapai College Regional Economic Development Center. We appreciate you calling in, and you have a great day and have the great rest of your spring break.
Thank you, Pat.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Sorry about that, Dennis.
That's fine.
You got 2 minutes.
Okay. Next coming up is Casino Night, and that's at the Elks Crystal Hall upstairs. That's on April 26th, 5 o'clock p.m. Tickets are $50. It includes food, a lot of tickets or tokens,
Tokens, right?
and that's a lot of fun. There's also a silent auction, raffles, so forth.
Okay, so that's 2 events you got coming up. Anything big for the summer that you can kind of give us a little teaser on?
Sure. We got them through September, October, November.
Good, and then you got your big event coming up, your gala.
In September. We'll get to that.
Okay.
June 22nd, we've got Murder Mystery Dinner Theater at the Hazeltine. And tickets will go on sale probably in another month. August 16th, we've got Doc Holidays, and that'll be at the Hacienda. In September, we have our big event at the Grand Highland Hotel and Courtyard. That's Boots on the Row, and that's a major fundraiser. That's going to be a lot of partying.
Wow. Well, let's drop the bomb to everybody. You strictly do this off of donations. How many paid employees do you have at the Prescott Heritage Center, Western Heritage Center?
That would be 0.
Wow.
We have about 50 to 55 volunteers, and everything we do is by volunteers.
Well, amazing. You'll get some time at the end of the show, but Dennis, thanks for all you do in the community with the Prescott Western Heritage, revitalizing our Western heritage history here in beautiful downtown Prescott. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be back next with Sherm Scott with American Legion, Ernest A. Love Post 6, talking about some programs coming up. We'll be right back. And we're back with the KYCA PM show. It's Pat Kuykendall live on KYCA 1490 AM on your radio dial. And we've got Sherm Scott from the American Legion. Sherm.
And I am so excited about what Dennis was just talking about and everything.
The Teddy Roosevelt Show.
Yes, on the 29th. And before you go to that, stop by the Courthouse Plaza for the the Scottish American Military Society ceremony for the Vietnam veterans at the Veterans Memorial.
And you are a Vietnam veteran, so Sherm Scott,
yes,
thank you for your service and welcome home.
Thank you.
And then I got to trash most of the stuff that I was going to talk about here because it is also the 106th birthday of the American Legion. The American Legion started with one of Teddy Roosevelt's sons. Colonel Teddy Roosevelt in 1919 helped to form the American Legion out of a bunch of soldiers and sailors and Marines. There weren't any airmen at the time. In Paris, France.
And that was about the time that the post here, the Ernest A. Love post, was right around the 1919 era when Post 6 was started.
That's correct. In March of 1919, they're playing around in Paris, France, forming the American Legion. And by June 25th of 1919, Ernest A. Love Post 2 of the American Legion was chartered. And in 20 or 22, something like that, they did a reorganization, and now we are Post 6, and Tempe is Post 2 because they got there before we did. But anyway, the American Legion was founded upon 4 pillars: Veterans Affairs and Rehabilitation, National Security, Americanism, and Children and Youth. And I want to speak a little bit about Americanism and children and youth. There are other things I want to talk about besides, this is the 50th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War.
A lot of history there.
But I want to go ahead and get to what we are doing for Americanism and children and youth. We have a program called Boys State, and the American Legion Auxiliary has a program called Girls State. And it's a program that teaches high school students about the way our government works. It's a 1-week program, and this year it will be down at the University of Arizona in Tucson. And what they do is they create a 51st state. Probably in a few years here, it'll be a 52nd state.
Right.
But and they hold elections. They try to pass laws and everything. Boys State and Girls State. There's a lot of people that had gone through that. Right offhand, I can think of Bill Clinton. I don't know if any of you know who he is or anything, but he went to Boys State. And it's going to be held, Boys State is going to be held June 1st through June 7th, and Girls State is going to be held June 1st through June 8th. Now, there's a couple of other programs that I really want to talk about. One is ALECA, American Legion Law Enforcement Career Academy. That is a 1-week summer camp also. It's held right here at Emmanuel Pines in Prescott. The American Legion Arizona created that program with the Department of Public Service. Now there's 21 youth cadet programs across the United States for kids that are interested in law enforcement, first responders, and the like. That's going to be held this year. What's the date? June 7th through June 14th. And if you've got a kid that's interested in law enforcement, the military, first responders, it's a really good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've got any interest in any of this at all, go ahead and contact Ernest A. Love, Post 6 at 202 South Pleasant Street, right here in Prescott.
You know, that back to the ALICA, that is so because we have the NARDA, which is the police academies and the fire academies. I mean, this falls hand in hand with it. What a great program.
Exactly.
Good.
Exactly right.
Well, we're going to take a break. The phone lines are open, 928-541-1016, and we'll be right back. And we're back live on the KYCA PM show. We're talking to Sherm Scott with the Ernest A. Love American Legion Post 6. And wow, that was great information for the Boys State and ALICA. But you have another program.
I have. And it's too late this year, but it's not too late to get started. Oratorical. The Oratorical contest exists to develop deeper knowledge and appreciation for the U.S. Constitution among high school students. Since 1938, the program has presented participants with an academic speaking challenge that teaches important leadership qualities, the history of our nation's laws, the ability to think and speak clearly, and an understanding of the duties, responsibilities, rights, and privileges of American citizenship. Young orators earn some of the most generous college scholarships available to high school students. Over $203,500 in scholarships can be awarded each year. The overall national contest winner gets a $25,000 scholarship. Second place takes home $22,500, and third gets $20,000. Each department, each state winner who is certified into and participates in the national contest's first round receives a $2,000 scholarship. The American Legion's national organization awards the scholarships which can be used to any college or university in the United States. The orators also earn scholarships at the local, district, and state levels of competition, they can come up with an awful lot of money to pay for their
They
schooling.
really can.
Though it is too late to get involved in the contest this year, it's not too early to start preparing for next year. All but the top 3 participants in the national contest are also eligible to participate for as long as they are in high school, which means that if you start now, you can also participate next year
Wow.
and get scholarships. And you can also participate the year after until you graduate from high school. And please see your school counselor for any of the details on it.
Wow.
But start now.
You know, Sherm, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I've been honored to be a member of the Legion for, I think, 14, 15 years. But, you know, the perception of that it's just a drinking club located on 202 South Pleasant. They just go in there in the evenings and drink and have dinners and stuff. It's not that. It is so active in the community, always doing, you know, and I'll bet you 5 or 10 veterans come in a month that just need a little pick-me-up with their electric bill. They need a pick-me-up. They can't pay their car insurance, or they can't make their car payment because they've had a hiccup. And the Legion and the VFWs are always there helping veterans, no matter how old or how young you are.
That's basically, you know, the first pillar is Veterans Affairs and Rehabilitation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the American Legion was responsible for the Veterans Bureau in 1921, which later became the Veterans Administration, which later became the Department of Veterans Affairs. The American Legion was responsible for a thing called the GI Bill.
Wow.
The American Legion is here for the veterans, all veterans. Since 1941, you became eligible to become an American Legion member. You became eligible to help your brothers and sisters, to help your family, your community. The American Legion also is very, very responsive to the first responders. Because while we were out there, while we were serving our country in all these miserable places, those first responders were here protecting our families, protecting our homes.
Amen. You know, and that's
right.
such an important piece. You know, would any of us have ever raised our right hand and went if our families weren't safe?
Exactly.
So, well, thank you, Sherm. That was amazing. You guys, the Western Heritage also is big on scholarships and helping restore and maintain our Western Heritage. Can you talk about your scholarship program, Dennis?
Sure. Just these are Yavapai County scholarships. We've had them from up around Seligman, over in the Verde Valley. This year we did 5 scholarships, $2,000 each. And over the last number of years, we've done over $54,000 worth of scholarships. These kids are amazing. Most of them are homeschooled, get up sunrise, take care of their animals or whatever they have to do as far as their jobs are concerned. Schooling at home, side jobs. Of course, then they perform in the rodeo on the weekends or different events around the state and also regionally. And then the FFA kids are out showing their animals at state fairs and so forth. And yeah, these kids are hard workers.
You know, it's amazing. And I've been to quite a few of your dinners, and I mean, they're proud, but they're so humble.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're just like veterans. You know, the veteran that goes out there and touts their medals and their fancy hats and stuff usually are not the ones that really did the heavy lifting. And just like, you know, I think we see a lot of cowboys or so-called cowboys down on Whiskey Row on Friday, Saturday night that have never been on a horse.
Yeah.
But these kids that you're giving scholarships to are the real deal.
They are. And this year we felt it was so important that we broke that part of the program out of our major event and had an event especially for the scholarship kids and their families.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very well attended at the Hacienda Inn, and we allowed all of them to speak, the families to speak. It was a great event.
You know, it was totally amazing. And the one had rode in, the one last dinner I went to, he came in from the rodeo circuit to get the scholarship, and then he left immediately after the dinner to go do another rodeo.
Yeah, these are, like I said, a lot of them are on the road quite a bit, especially on the weekends, and their families obviously support them, and any amount of money that we can donate or provide as a scholarship helps them out. Travel expenses, gas, hotels, the animals are very expensive.
Sure.
Veterinarians.
Well, you got to feed them.
Sure.
That's amazing. So
So
we'll be right back. We got our final break, and then we'll be back for our wrap-up. So And we're back with the final segment of the KYCA PM show. The phone lines are open, 928-541-1016. And we're going to do the 2 minutes, 30 second round robin, end of the show finale. So we'll start out with the beautiful Crystal Stewart from the Prescott Chamber.
Well, thank you again, Pat, for having us today. We really appreciate the opportunity to be able to come on here and share some information about what local events are coming to the community. Again, I want to remind everybody that the Prescott Job Fair, Yavapai College, April 9th, 2025, 3:30 to 6 p.m. over at the Walraven Gym.
Nice.
I got it that
Good
time.
job.
Prescott campus of the Yavapai College. Again, we are looking for any job seekers and any companies that are still looking to fill a need. So definitely reach out. Give Miss Catherine Anderson a call over there. A couple of the other events that we have going on for the Chamber of Commerce, bringing it to your community here and up front, is going to be one on April the 18th is the Prescott Chamber Community Pulse, sponsored by APS. That's held over there at the Susan P. Sorry, I messed this up. I apologize. It's the
Rolly P. Simmons
Rolly P. Simmons Center.
Adult
Center. Sorry, over there on Rosser, and that's going to be from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. I promise I'll get it by next time.
You're getting
I swear.
it. You're doing good.
And that's again on the 18th of April. The 23rd of April, back over at Yavapai College. Again, one of our amazing sponsors. From 11:30 to 1 is our Mid-Economic Outlook Luncheon. Definitely looking to be able to hear some great information from one of our top knowledgeable economists on what's going on in the next half of the year. We're probably some really good information now that all this stuff is going on. But anyways, then we have our wonderful Coffee Connect over at the club at Prescott Lakes. Kelly Welch and them do an amazing job bringing a bunch of businesses together to help them network. It's kind of like speed dating, 7:30 a.m., 9:30 a.m. Guys, most of these events are free to you to attend. And last but not least, I want to make sure that I mention, especially since we have Sherm Scott here today, the Vets Connect Quarterly Business Mixer. If you are a veteran-owned business or a veteran and want to learn how you can be more engaged in the veteran community, come on by May 5th. Ernest A. Love, Post 6, American Legion, 5 to 6:30 p.m. We are going to have a few vendors out front as well, but it's a great opportunity to come over and learn more about your veteran community. Do I have more time?
5,
4,
3, 2, 1.
Hand it over to
You're gone.
Dennis.
Okay, first of all, I want to mention that the Teddy Roosevelt Show tickets are on sale at the Elks Theater. Casino Night, April 26th, those tickets are on sale at the Western Heritage Center on Whiskey Row. The other thing I wanted to mention was that we're making available, and we want to make sure that everybody is aware that next year, 2026, is the 250th anniversary of our nation. And we have commemorative or challenge coins available at the Western Heritage Center, and those are $22. And with a gift box, they're $25. And these are beautiful challenge coins. And so if you want one, you should try to get them fairly soon. I'm sure we'll have to order more in the not too distant future, but they are very popular. So anyway, the other events will be going on sale later. The event at the Hazeltine, that's the Murder Mystery Theater Dinner, and June 22nd. And then, like I said, Doc Holidays, that's going to be August 16th at the Hacienda. And then Boots on the Road, that's going to be more of a party event this year. And it's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to have a live auction, silent auction, raffles, live band dancing out on the courtyard, and a dinner also. So that's September 27th.
All right. Anything else?
Oh, there's other events in between, but I don't.
We'll bring you back on.
Yeah, I don't have all the information.
All right. You ready,
for everything.
Crystal?
I'll be your Doc Holiday right there for one of them coins after this.
There you go.
I need one for my father-in-law for sure.
You ready, Crystal? 5, 4, 3, 2,
2,
1. Sure, you got the rest of the time.
Well, thank you. Once again, this is the 50th year of the official end of the war in Vietnam. On the 28th of March, the Bob Stump VA Hospital will be holding a welcome home ceremony at the flagpole on the Navajix campus. That's Northern Arizona VA Healthcare System. I also want to go ahead and reemphasize the Scottish American Military Society on the 29th at noon at the Courthouse Plaza doing their ceremony there. And also, it's the 106th birthday of the American Legion. And happy birthday to all you Legionnaires. And
so how if somebody wants to see what all the events are at the Legion, how do they find out? I know they go on the Facebook page.
Yeah, and the Facebook page is the best one.
Sandra's amazing.
Yes, she is.
She's a rock star.
The website is a little slow on bringing things up, and most of the time I can't even remember what the name of the website is. American Legion Post 6 Prescott or something like that. So
right.
So the best thing is to drop on by.
That's right.
And say hi to everybody and get a chance. Give us a chance to say hi. We are the Ernest A. Love Post.
Sure.
The friendly post.
The friendly post. Well, and you can also rent it. That's the great thing.
Yes.
Is the Legion is open for outside rentals. So if you have a company Christmas party, or even a birthday party, the post can be rented to members and non-members, which helps generate money to support the Legion.
Yeah.
And the
And it's
scholarships.
not supporting the Legion, it's supporting the
Programs
programs,
with the
of
Legion.
the
Right.
Legion,
Sure.
such as oratorical, such as Boys State, Girls State, ALICA. We have the National Emergency Fund for, and you know what? Every time that there's a disaster any place in the United States, some of the first volunteers to help with that disaster are American Legion members
That's right.
or the American Legion post in the area.
Wow. It's a great thing. So, well, we're getting ready to close, and I just want to close with a little something different today. You know, it's political season. There's a lot of mudslinging. There's a lot of this and that going on across, and not only locally, countywide, and nationally, but you know what? What a great day to be an American.
That's right.
You know, we had our stranded NASA astronauts safely return to Earth after 9 months in space. So on behalf of the group here, KYCA 1490, we want to be the first ones to say, welcome home to our heroes. So welcome home. Have a great afternoon. And remember to be nice.